Hello again. All right, so for today's notes, we are going to do page 16 in our packet, and your homework will be page 17. So they are very similar questions. They almost look identical to each other, but the story is going to be different. So the first thing we should do is read through the story that we're being given. So Dan and Sydney are getting high-speed internet access at the same time. Dan's provider charges $60 for installation and $42 per month. Sydney's provider has free installation and charges $57 per month. So the first thing that we should do, we should probably either underline or highlight important information. So looking at this first question, it's just telling us that we're going to be getting high-speed internet, so it doesn't really matter, other than the fact that they're doing it at the exact same time. So we all are going to be starting at 0 for our equation. Dan's provider charges $60, so I'm gonna do $60 for installation, meaning how many times am I paying that $60? Am I paying it more than once? No, we're just gonna do that one-time installation and then $42 per month. All right, Sydney, on the other hand, has free installation, so do I have to pay anything when they first show up? No, but it's gonna be a little bit more per month. She pays $57 per month. All right, so question A is asking, write an equation for Dan's provider. So looking at Dan, it says provider charges $60 per installation and $42 per month. So we should be making our equations look like this: y equals mx plus b. All right, that's slope-intercept form. So if it's per month, that's going to be our m. That's going to be our slope. So this part right here should say per month. This guy right here will be for installation, because that's only one time. All right, so for Dan, I'm going to have y equals per month. I'm going to jump ahead. Per month is 42 per month. How many months? We don't know. Plus that $60 installation. For Sydney, however, do we have an installation fee? No, it's free. So we don't have anything at the end. We just have the per month part. So it's $57 per month. We don't have to add the plus 0. That doesn't make any sense. All right, so we don't have to add that part. So C says, identify which is the graph for Dan and Sydney on the graph below. Label everything on your graph. So Dan, is Dan starting at 0? No, it starts at 60. So looking at our graph, which one starts at 60? This one right here. So I'm gonna label this one Dan, which means this guy right here is Sydney. Sydney. All right, what is this guy right here? This is gonna be our money or cost. This is gonna be the amount of months that we have it, because it says per month. All right, so do we need to do any work for C? No, it just says to label everything on the graphs, which is what we did. All right, D. After how many months will Dan and Sydney have paid the same amount for high-speed internet service? Show algebraically. All right. So since it says to show algebraically, what does that mean? Same means that they're going to be equal to each other. So I'm going to take both of our equations. So 42x plus 60, and I'm going to set it equal to 57x. Why equal to it? Because it's saying same. All right, the same amount, meaning both of them are going to be equal to each other. So what should we do? I'm going to move this 42x over to the other side. to get the x's all together. So subtract 42x, subtract 42x. These guys go away. I'm left with 60 equals, this is a 5, this is a 1, and x. Divide by 15 to get the x by itself. So I get x equals 15 goes into 60 4 times. So 4 months. Sorry. Now, could I just have looked at the graph? Yes. So where on the graph does it show them being equal to each other? It shows them being equal right here. So it wants to know how many months. So look down, because these are our months, and it'll be at 4 months. So we did it right. Explain what plan is better and why. So it kind of depends. Are we only going to have high-speed internet for, like think of it right now. Maybe your parents only want high-speed internet for the next few months before school starts. If that's the case, I want the least expensive one, so the bar on the bottom, if it's from now until school starts. All right? So that would be Sydney's. However, what if I want to keep it for an entire year? Well, in that case, I look towards the end and see whose line this guy is. So if I look at this guy and I go down, that ends up being Dan's. All right, so in the long run, Dan's will be better because based on the graph, Sydney's plan gets more expensive after 4 months. And honestly, I don't understand this guy. I mathematically explain what you responded above. I feel like with the other questions, you've basically told me everything that you guys do know, so don't worry about F. Same thing for your homework, you're not going to worry about F. But again, how do we know that in the long run it's going to be Dan? Because if I look at my graph, this graph right here is the shorter one, and if I look, that belongs to Dan. Sydney starts getting expensive after 4 months. But if I wanted it just for a few months, then it would be Sydney, because Sydney's would be cheaper. But once it hits 4 months, then they switch. Sydney gets more expensive, but Dan gets cheaper. All right, so let's look at our homework for today. Again, it looks very identical to the one that we just did. So you and your friend are thinking about camping. Membership fee for joining a camping association is $45. A local campground charges members of the camping association $35 per month for a campsite and non-members $40 per night for a campsite. So if you are a member, well, you can join by paying $45. If you did pay this, then you only pay $35 per month or per night. If you didn't pay it, then I have to pay $40 per night. So again, pay the $45 and it's only $35 per night. If you don't pay it, then it's $40 per night. Come up with the two equations. So keep in mind, $45, you pay $35. If you don't pay this, then it's only $40 for every night. Just like before, identify which one is member and non-member. So figure out which one's a member and non-member. D, after how many nights of camping is the total cost for members, including the membership fee, the same as a total cost for non-members. Show algebraically. So I'm looking for the same. Notice how it says same. So do the same thing that we did for D. For E, explain when it would be best to become a member and why. So at some point it's better to become a member. Tell me when and how do you know that? And again, F, I don't really care about this. We're not going to do that. All right? Awesome, awesome. Good luck, guys.